Every time I strap on my riding gear and mount that faithful motorcycle, I realize how lucky I really am. The promise of the road ahead allows me to forget my troubles, and I focus for just a little while on the beauty of God's creation and the adventure that the road ahead always promises me. I've always been a bit of a rebel. My natural inclination is to follow my own path. I tend to ignore the norms of what other people are doing or the crowded path that most people tend to follow. It's not that I despise normal or people, more that I would just rather find my own way. Riding my motorcycle allows me to do this. It's truly my escape and my joy. Sometimes it's a real escape. There's something about the wind on my body, the vibrations of the motorcycle, the smells and the sounds. It just really awakens a true sense of adventure. It also allows me for a greater perspective. So I've been recently reading an excellent book. Well, I should say rereading an excellent book. It's a book written by a man by the name of Neil Peart, and it's called Ghost Rider: Travels on the Healing Road. It's my third time through this book. It's so good. If you don't know who Neil Peart was, if you're familiar with the rock band, Canadian rock band Rush, he was the drummer, a very prolific and revered drummer, considered one of the world's best. He recently passed away a couple years ago. He was in his late 60s. He also had a great talent for writing as well. He penned almost all of the lyrics for the band Rush through their 40 years. And he also wrote several excellent books. Neil was also a very dedicated motorcycle rider. He had ridden all over Canada, all over the United States and Europe. He was so fanatical about his riding that he even took his motorcycle with him when the band was on their world tours. He preferred to ride the back roads and the highways as opposed to taking the cushy tour bus or the band airplane. I also believe that riding a motorcycle saved his life, and the book Ghost Rider: Travels on the Healing Road is really all about that. Neil had to face some pretty soul-crushing tragedies in his life. His daughter, at the age of 19, was killed in a single-driver car accident, followed 10 months later by the death of his wife. She died from cancer. And when all this happened, all seemed lost to him. No hope, no faith, really no desire to go on living. The only thing that Neil knew was motion. Neil decided that the best motion was going out on his BMW R1100 GS and just riding. After the tragedy happened, that's exactly what Neil did. He said the only thing that made him feel any better at all was motion. His trip took him on a 55,000 mile journey, trying to find a reason to live. He went from Quebec to Alaska. He went down both the Canadian and American coasts. He went down to Mexico, and he went as far south as Belize. Mostly, Neil's journey took him to really, really beautiful places. Some of the most beautiful places on earth. But I think more importantly, this really long journey on his motorcycle saved his life. While most of us hope and pray that we will never ever have to deal with any kind of experience such as what Neil Peart lost, his journey back to the land of the living, his journey back to life, to a fulfilling life, well, it's inspirational. And it was all done on a motorcycle. So when people tell me how dangerous riding a motorcycle is, my thoughts are usually, yes, that's true, but so is life. We don't have any promise of tomorrow, so it's always better to actually live life than to live in fear of life. You know, as Neil stated in his lyrics to the song Everyday Glory in 1995, and I quote, "Though we live in trying times, we're the ones who have to try. Though we know that time has wings, we're the ones that have to fly." End quote. That's all for the video today, guys. Everybody take care. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.